Hi folks, this is Chris Root again, and this is the final report on my ScoutCrafter Challenge keyboard extraordinaire. I'm telling you, it was a rough time with it, but I finally got it, and I went big. I really went big this time. I didn't go home, I went big, you know. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the ins and outs of what I did. See you in a bit. Okay, first of all, this is my new motor. I went big on this sucker. Boy, I'm telling you, I said, I ain't gonna fool around anymore. I'm getting something that's going to work. And you know what? It didn't cost me that much. It was $12 plus shipping, okay? So that little motor is about 6 times bigger than what I was trying to use. And as you can see, this little baby couldn't do it. I'm sorry. He just was failing all over the place. But now I got the big boy, and it's going to work like this because I've already tried it. And I did a couple things with it. Let me show you those. So along with my motor, I bought a little coupling, you know, and I just needed to get that coupling, and was sticking out of there what I had sticking out, and I had epoxied all this stuff inside there into the wood, into the, you know, and epoxied that nut on there, and so all I had sticking out was a 1032 screw that had been filed with a slot in it. So I filled that all up with epoxy, and then I filled in the area in the inside with epoxy because that was a 1032 and I had a 5mm hole in there, so I had to make up the difference. And so I filled it up, and then I screwed those in, the little screws in, the little set screws in as far as they could go, and let it set, and it's solid as a rock now. Solid as a rock. So there's my little baby motor right there for the up and down, the screw, and that one works really good. It's it's a pretty good little device. It screws up and down. That screw mechanism really has a lot of power. You know, from days gone by, the screw is a powerful thing. There it is. And then so then I got this motor, and I tried it on, and I tried it with it just holding it by hand, and that I mean, it was powerful. It's a powerful little sucker for $12. This was only $6. This was $12. So it didn't take up too much of my budget there. I mean, that was pretty good. And I have the little hex screw. I mean the hex. You know what I'm talking about. This thing right here. It's the hex wrench. Yeah, that's it. Hex wrench. There it is. Yeah, and so I can loosen or tighten that, and I never forget where it is, because that's a really odd size, metric size. I don't know what it is, but I got to keep that. And anyway, so there it is, and I wired it up, and let me bring you around a little bit. So I wired this up, and I put in this little momentary button, this switch button, and this only cost me about $2 for that little switch, button switch. And I got this all on Banggood. You know, it's not the greatest, but it does have reasonable prices and reasonably good working devices. I don't know. People might not like that place, but you know, for just the, you know, prototype things, and it's really great. Okay, so I got it, and so I epoxied. Well, let me show you what I did now. I have to go around the other side. Hold on. So I made a little, I cut a little wood block from a round rod, and I epoxied it down, and I fit it to underneath there at the right height. So, and then I put a zip tie on there, so it's loose, but it's not going to move very far, you know, just to keep it. So if there's variations in the motor, and there is, you know, it waves around and does all kinds of weird stuff, but the zip tie keeps it in place enough to where, you know, it doesn't strain the motor, and you know, it's able to move a bit, and that's good for this type of thing. And this motor is So let me let me pull around the front, and we'll show you how it works. Here we go. But before I do that, I want to show you. This is a 6-volt battery. It has a lot of oomph in it. It's for outdoors devices like cameras and things like that. And it's a sealed battery, and it has 20 hours. It's a 20-hour battery, and you can recharge it if you want. But I actually did 2 wirings here. This right here is going to the big motor, and it's this. I just soldered it to the ends here, and I can pull these off anytime I want. But I soldered it to that end, so you know when I can plug it in, and it's not going to go anywhere. And then this is a two pole, 2-throw switch. Now that means the only way to cut that off from forward and reverse is I had to have full 2 on for forward and 2 on for reverse, and then a neutral where there's no power at all, in order for it to switch power going back and forth. So this is switched. So as you can see, the blue is over there, and then on the bottom the blue is over here. That's so I could switch the motor from forward to reverse. That's how that works. So that's a big wire mess, but you know, that's the way it works. So here, let me turn this around and get going with showing you what it does. Okay, folks, here we go. This is the front of my device. I guess my little key holder, Ferris wheel. Yep, that's what I call it. Maybe, I don't know. And so I'm going to open up one of the slots, throw the keys in there, and let's see if the freaking thing works. So here we go. And it goes around and around and around and stops right there. Okay, and then we take it down, and it works. It's alive. Okay, so put it back into place and get ready for the next one. Well, folks, after trials and tribulations, there it is. Got a little messed up here, a little messed up. The white glue did not hold the freaking plexiglass on there. So I got a little epoxy and went crazy with the epoxy. Okay, so one of my not so great times in my life, spraying, putting that epoxy all over that thing. But it's holding. It is holding. Yes, sir. It's really a good hold on that. And so there it is, folks. That's all I got. I ain't got no more. I ain't gonna show any more of this. And that is the way the circle turns. How about that, folks? Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate all the likes if I get any. Maybe I won't, but that's okay. I love doing this stuff, and thanks again, and see you next time. Oh, so small, so small.